Come on in, guys. Welcome to Tribal Council. Behind of you, each of you is a torch. I need you to grab that, dip it in the fire, and get your flame. As you know, fire represents your life, and once it is gone, so are you. Let's get to the questioning. Okay, so we're going to start off with the immunity winners. Okay, Emily Buff, you're here, correct?
Yes.
Second time winning immunity. It's got to feel great. One of the only people to do that so far. Um, are you afraid that's going to put some kind of a target on your back for the future, or is it too early to really be saying
I mean, I hope not. The first one was practically a luck comp, and at the end of the day, this one, was based on your intuition. Like, both of them really didn't have a lot of skill to do with them other than maybe, holding my arms up in the air for that long. I don't think it should put a target on my back. They were basically, luck-based, and I think people kinda know that I'm not exactly the best at comms, so I'm just gonna take the 2 immunity wins and be glad that they happen because I doubt it's gonna happen again.
that? Right. And on the other side, we have somebody like EJ. EJ, you dropped out fairly early in the challenge. What's your mind going on through, or what's going on in your mind when you decided to drop?
It was mainly a literal inability to actually physically keep my arms above my head. So I was just like, this kind of has to end. There's nothing much I could do. I'm a little weakling, so I was like, you know what? This is not mine. This is not mine to win.
Right. And that speaks very true to Survivor is that it's not expected for anybody to go in and be able to win every single challenge. So, does anyone feel that that's coming into play this season? That they've been really good at some stuff and really, really bad at other things?
Wait, sorry, I just joined. What did you say?
Oh, I was talking about. So, I was talking about the challenges, how they're all very different so far. We've
Yeah,
only
yeah,
had
yeah.
two challenges, but it's to prevent people running immunity. Does anyone feel that already? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's almost too early to tell. There
Right.
have been two challenges, kind of like Emily said. One was like pretty luck based. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's like to some extent like some strategy to battleship, like kind of, but like I don't know. That's if you're like looking into like game theory, and I don't think like anyone's really looking that much into it. And so I would agree that that is generally a luck comp, and I think the endurance aspect of the other one is another skill set. But I don't think anything has been too telling so far. I think there's a lot of game left to play, a lot of more time to prove yourself as a strong immunity contender, or things could change. And, kind of like Emily said, these could be the only immunities that she wins all season.
Right. And another point of the challenge is so maybe to somebody like EJ, somebody like Marcy might seem like a bigger physical threat. If you look at the challenge, Marcy, you did last the longest technically. And, being able to hold your arms up that long, somebody to eat like to EJ, that might seem like, oh, she's going to cream my ass if I ever get to another endurance challenge. So how does that feel for you per se, going into future tribal councils?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it like physical strength. I mean, don't give me more credit than I deserve, Josh.
I'm
I
just
think
here to point out what I've seen.
no, you're good, you're good. I think it just shows that like I just have like a lot of like heart and determination. I mean, I'm not saying it's like I'm like a weak player, but it's a matter of endurance, not so much strength. It's how much you want it, and I wanted it a little too much. I went a little over the time, but I'm here to compete, and competing's fun. I like it.
Hmm. So let's move on to sort of the social aspect of Survivor. Has there really been anybody that's noticeably not on as much as other people, or is there people that are on noticeably a lot more than people? Anyone can chime in at this.
For sure.
Think so?
Definitely.
Do you think
Yeah.
this early in the game, is that what these early votes are going to be based upon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
to an extent, I feel like obviously people I don't know. People could always be like going for the inactives, and that's like the easy thing. But then people could like flip that shit up, and some of us would be really blindsided, like me.
Yeah, like we haven't had a tribal yet, so we don't know where people's heads like truly lie. But in terms of like, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. People could have a different strategy coming in, so it's all a matter of what this tonight's vote's gonna tell.
That's a fantastic point. We are 6 days into this game and we have yet to play at a tribal council. Does that really affect anybody's game, do they think? Because there's been so much time to start strategizing. And I'm not going to lie, Bryce was somebody that I know was, kind of actively talked about amongst this cast as somebody that might be booted because he was inactive. And now we kind of got rid of that easy vote for a lot of you. So now who becomes the easy vote? Anybody wants to talk?
Not me.
Well, I mean, like the extra days, like in my experience, like it's been really good for me because those first couple days I got like that first day we had after the cast reveal, I had got some like really bad like news and had to deal with that like mentally. So I wasn't able to be on Discord that much. And then I had the truth finale the next day. And I was just really busy those first couple days. So I mean like even though like I heard Bryce was gonna be a boot and like was gonna be an easy boot, I mean he still left, he's still gone. And this is just like if we were to have gone to a second tribal, like that easy boot would still be gone at the first tribal or second tribal. So I mean like it's just been kind of a blessing in disguise for me because now I've gotten like actually a chance to talk to people.
Right. And kind of going off of what Ryan just said, it is no secret that we have a couple hosts in this call. Dalton, Drew, you guys, some of the more major ones. Do you think that's a disadvantage or an advantage in this game, having hosted some of these people and played with a lot of these people?
Don't forget Simona.
Sona doesn't deserve it.
I'll like go first, Dalton.
Hi, Julia. Oh my god.
I kind of think that it's like a double-edged sword because yeah, like you could have people play your game and you could have that connection and like, oh hey, you did one of my seasons. But then also I think a lot of people will look at you and think, oh well, they must be friends because they played their game, when that's not necessarily always the case. Or even so, some of the players that maybe played my franchise maybe have in their head, oh well, he knows how I play, so he's going to be watching me. And for me, that's not really necessarily the case. I'm coming season, getting to know each player as each player and seeing how they played this season and getting to know them here on a different level. But I definitely think when it comes to perception, that can be a double-edged sword.
Yeah. I mean, to piggyback off that, I agree with mostly what he said. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've only hosted like 3 people, I think, on this cast, like recently. Other than that, it's been like ages. So, it's different as a host playing because obviously, yeah, like Drew was saying, like, they could look at it like, oh, like they probably have like this connection because it's a host and a player, like they might be, good allies in this game or something like that. Like I know Ryan, she got first, so it's probably like, oh, they've been together like for all these days, like obviously like, oh, they could be working in this game, but not the case. She's never on. But so yeah, no, but yeah, so it's like he said, double-edged sword type thing. Like I hope no one really uses that as like to target people like us, like as hosts, because I think it's unfair. But yeah.
And Simona, you're more of an up and coming host, and you have sort of the same problem, except a lot of the people aren't thinking of you as the immediate person of a host. The bigger figures in this fandom. Is that more of an advantage or less of an advantage than, let's say, Drew or Dalton, who are one of the bigger accounts? At least fandom wise.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think it could be either way. I've actually, differently than Drew and Dalton, I've hosted for a fair amount of people in this game, which I guess is a little bit of a different dynamic. But I mean, we're all in this fandom together. We've all seen each other play before. We all know to some extent like who each other is. And so I think me being a host, like that's in some ways it's me being an all access viewer of a game, and so I don't think people should take that as like a reason to like vote someone out. Like a whole lot of us are hosts. Like many of us, like Drew, Dalton, me, Julia, Daryl, like we all host games. Emily has hosted a game. Like a lot of us have that experience. And if I'm forgetting people, Marcy used to host also. Like a lot of people host.
Let's
like
not talk about that.
you're right. It's
Right, I don't know what you're talking about.
it's like part of the fandom. You're a player, but you're also a host in the sense that you're able to give back to that community. And so I don't like coming into the game. I'm here as a player. I'm not here as like Simona the host. I'm here as Simona the snake. No, I'm kidding.
No, we know it.
Guys, vote Simona. The
I
plan
was like
is
really good,
Simona.
really proud of myself for that one. But I don't think that's a reason to target someone. I think we're all on a pretty even playing field here.
Right.
Except for you.
So on the
Simona.
other side of the coin, we have Jackson. Jackson, this is your first face game. And correct me if I'm wrong, your first game in over 6 years.
Yeah, so it's definitely really different to see how much like the community's changed since I last played. Like the level of gameplay and like the challenges, like they were nowhere near the level that they were back when I played. So it's really refreshing to see how much like it's grown. And like I had doubts of coming back. I was like, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I back here again? And then now being here, I'm like, I'm so glad I came back and joined this game. It's just like nice to see what everything has changed since I've been here.
Right. And EJ, you're on the similar side of that. You were kind of talking to me about how you had, almost this, you didn't really want to join the face game fandom. You didn't know if it was at the right time. And we sat down and talked about it a little bit. And I explained to you why I think the jump is a little bit better and why it's more of a Survivor experience. So what ultimately made you make that jump?
Honestly, it was just the fact that I've been here for like 6 years now, and it was like, I mean, things evolved, but at some point you kind of hit like a plateau where everything is the same, and there was really nothing new to like spark that excitement that I had when I played these games. So I was like, you know what, the face game community fandom was growing and everyone seemed to be really into it. So I was like, you know what, maybe this is actually the point in which I take my game up a level.
There you go. Julia Moss, we haven't had a tribal council yet, so I have to ask you this question. How does it feel to have finally made a merge?
I am so honored to be here. It is an amazing feeling. I'm not used to this, but
and on top of that, you have individual immunity at this tribal council, so you are at least guaranteed Final 14.
Wait, I have immunity?
Wrong one.
First one, right? Never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh,
You're about to make me so much happier, man.
I'm so sorry. We'll I'm gonna cut that one out.
Me when I have to switch my
Edit
vote
that
off
one
Julia
out.
now.
It's okay.
Right. All right.
No, you can give me immunity. I promise you.
Giving out
I
false
let
hopes.
everyone's face collectively like be confused at the same time.
Oh, oops. My bad.
Okay.
So
I had immunity last week.
let's see. Who haven't we talked to yet? Sean M. Sean M. You've been one of the more recent faces in the face game community. Is that something that's going to be held against you?
I hope not. I don't think so necessarily. I know like in a lot of games, people just think, oh, let's just take out the new person. But I don't know. I think that like I am worth keeping in the game for the time being, honestly. I don't know. I just really want to be here. But I don't think like anyone's going to target me just because I'm newer.
Right.
Well,
oh, go ahead. Speak up. This is your tribal.
Oh no, I was kidding. I just wanted to tease him.
Okay. Sean B, what is the strategy going into these early tribal councils? What do people need to start thinking about? Do they need to start thinking about the long game, or do they need to think about right now?
I think that the long game like has to be played right away, just because I mean the pre-jury is literally half of the people that get voted out. like it is such a big pre-jury for no reason at all. And I don't know. I just kind of like get on. I'm like, hi. I try to make friends, and I don't know. I just kind of go with whatever I hope sticks, you know.
Does everyone agree that you need to start playing that long game now? Or is anyone just more so focused like I want to be here tomorrow? That's all I care about.
I think it's definitely like in the back of our minds, thinking about the jury and like who we want to possibly be like towards the end of the game. But I feel like everyone's just kind of just going day by day. I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone else, but I feel like right now I'm just thinking like day for day. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's gonna happen like next tribal. So or tonight, So it's just like day by day, but also in the back of your mind, you are thinking about the long run of the game. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really think about next tribal if there's a chance you won't even be at next tribal.
Oh, I'm gonna be there. Speak for yourself.
I mean, don't believe in me.
What's this right here, Emily? Okay then.
Are those earbuds?
No, it's my necklace. What are you talking about?
Evan, you are on
Yeah.
call, right? I just can't see you real quick.
I think he left.
I think he's driving.
Oh, he's driving? Okay. Daryl, so let's move on to the game aspect, the game mechanics and everything like that. How does this revamped idle board change the game of Survivor in the face game community and Survivor game community in general?
For the face game, I think it changes it a lot. I think that it's usually people look in the Instagram comments. That's kind of the common thing. But I mean, I'm used to this only because this is usually in the org fandom where you look on an idle board. So, I mean, I think it changes it just a little bit for people who use Instagram like constantly. But I mean, I like it. It's something new to a lot of people and it makes it more, I guess, fun. So, yeah, I guess that's how I feel about the idle board.
Right. And so with the idle board comes the newer edition. And I know a lot of hosts don't usually do this, but when an idol is found, it's found. Nobody else can know that it's found. So does that change the game of Survivor for a lot of people in this community?
Yeah, because I mean, I know any Survivor games I played, usually the host is like idols claimed or whatever. But going to this game is like you never know when we could just be sitting here for till final 8 or whatever. And we're like, damn, does anyone have the idol? Because you never know. But yeah, so it's definitely more. I guess you could say paranoia. It's like, oh, is there an idol or is there not an idol? But.
And like I had mentioned at the beginning of the season, there are possibilities of fake idols being planted in the game. How does that change things? How does that elevate the game? Because you don't see that ever in face games or Instagram games in general because it's so hard to do. So does that change anybody's strategy going forward?
It's something new. Like the fake idol situation is new. So I don't know how I would approach that, but it definitely makes me wary.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say, in a normal game, if you have an idol, sometimes you want to make a move with it. You're like, okay, guys, get the votes on me. We're gonna idol out whoever. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I'm not planning on doing that in this game because if that shit's fake, I'm literally gone. That's not my plan. And so I definitely think that makes it harder to make big, bold moves like that. I think if you're the minority, you're gonna have to work a lot harder to get out of that tough spot because you won't really be able to necessarily rely on idols. But yeah, you really never know.
With only one idol in the game and no other advantages, what is the thought process going through that? Because a lot of the games in Survivor community, we all know, have several advantages, very big twists, game-breaking stuff. I'm a Survivor purist. I like to keep it simple. I like to throw in a little spice in there, but I want to keep it the game of Survivor. So how does this more old school set Survivor play into people's advantages or disadvantages?
I personally, okay.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I've been talking a lot. You go ahead.
Okay, I personally like it because I've been in several games where I've been in majority, but I've gotten voted out because an advantage was played. So that makes it I don't know, that kind of makes it a lot easier for me, honestly. Sure, that idol is out there and there's that paranoia around it, but I don't really search for idols, so I don't necessarily care about that. But it is something that's in the back of my mind, but it's a lot easier knowing that there's only one idol out there.
So you pointed out.
I was just gonna say the opposite of what he said. it sucks for people like that's in a minority because like you're in a minority, like you have to go out there and try to flip people by like talking to them, trying to get their votes. But a lot of times in Survivor games or like in the show, like a minority becomes like a majority because of like an advantage or an idol or whatever. So it's definitely harder to like flip people because you have to rely literally on your social skills. And so I think it's cool, you know, to try like, you know, who's actually like the best or like who actually deserves to win because it's gonna be mainly just social skills, no advantages. I mean, an idol, but like, you know, not really much because I mean that idol could last all the way to final six. You never know. So I definitely think it's different. And yeah, so I never find them shits anyway, so I don't give a fuck. But
Sean pointed out a good point, and it surprises me that some of you aren't actually looking for the idol. It's as simple as just telling me a number every day. You only have to do it once a day. So for people who aren't looking for the idol, why? Why aren't you looking for the idol?
I forgot twice.
My dumb ass forgets every fucking night. I started setting an alarm at midnight my time to tell me when to fucking do it.
That's funny.
And I still forgot yesterday.
Never mind.
So with an idol board, you know, there's 100 squares. So obviously you could go and guess every single day in the game and you could still not find it, even if nobody else found the idol. What is the advantages and disadvantages of working together to look for an idol?
Correction. Oh, there are 100 squares. I can't count. I thought there was 91.
It's okay. We have our moments.
Someone correcting me? Go ahead.
Is anyone gonna answer this? All right, hops in. All right, so basically, I feel like the advantage is obviously like a group of people working together, trying to, you know, figure out, you know, which numbers been used, which numbers haven't been used. You know, it gives you more of a chance of probably finding an idol. The disadvantage is, I mean, loyalty. Like, is that person actually going to tell you if they find it? You know, are they going to go tell other people? You know, like you never know. I mean, that's just Survivor, how Survivor works. Like, it's all about loyalty and like who you can trust and who you can't trust. So, yeah, I mean, it depends on yeah. Y'all need to turn up. Let's do this. Come on, y'all.
All right, so
this is Survivor, Joshua, Reality, Outcast, Pangea. Let's turn up.
I've been talking. I just don't have anything to say.
Wait, Tess, can you guys hear me? Because my stuff's like being so weird. Like,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Okay, cool. My like laptop keeps kicking me off Zoom, so I'm gonna stay on my phone, but I don't know what's happening anyways.
See, I would speak, but I don't want to like crash and die.
Oh, yeah, be safe.
Fair.
Right.
Turn signal for me.
Evan's okay. You can drive.
Okay. No whispering. That's wonderful. I didn't want to have to call that out. So this is the point in the Tribal Council where I turn it over to you guys. You guys will have a few minutes or as long as you want to talk about anything.
Elsa.
Cut out?
Yeah.
Let me say that again. This is the point of the Tribal Council where I turn it over to you guys. You guys will have a few minutes or as long as you need to talk amongst yourselves if you want. If nobody speaks, then I will go ahead and open voting.
How was your day?
I think I'm voting Joshua tonight. So.
Oh,
I agree.
I thought we were
No. We're gonna vote. I thought we were voting Jack.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right.
Wait, no, we were doing a split.
Oh. Wait, here. I'm done, Joshua. Here,
Well,
have my
I'm gonna ruin the split and vote Simona.
Hold y'all fight, bro. What's good?
What is it about Survivor games that makes everybody make that joke? Like I hear that all the time.
I know.
It's like okay.
Drew's like,
because we're unoriginal and that's all we can do.
I don't know. It will never not make me laugh though.
As a host, it wears me out. But like whatever.
I'm sorry, Drew. If you got something to say, you can say it to my face.
I mean, I don't have anything to say. I'll say I was gonna answer a question earlier, but then you were talking, so then I let you take it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Next time you can speak over me.
This is your time to talk. If you want to talk about something, go
talking
ahead.
shit. Bro.
I mean, I don't really have anything to say. I'll say what earlier I was gonna answer. I was gonna say that the like lack of advantages really emphasizes the social game, which is nice for people that have good social ability, and I'm hoping I end up being one of those. But besides that, I feel fine. I feel ready.
Who gonna tell him?
The
They're
lack
telling
of
me.
advantages just I don't know if it makes me less paranoid or just like 3,000% more paranoid.
Right.
Wait, y'all, we're gonna have a try split. Look at all the different buffs behind Joshua.
Right.
Oh
We'll
my
each go on
God.
try.
Oh,
We'll end up on our own beach.
Are those $17 also?
I'll take the
No,
picture.
no.
Those
No,
are
they're
way more.
he said those
$15.
that's
You
big
buy
bucks.
them all the time.
No, that's the good shit right there. So.
Oh, that's it.
Right.
Wow, we're not good shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
I'm
not
ready to vote.
Me too.
I'm ready to vote.
All right.
also
All right. I have tallied the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to play it, now is the time to do so.
You know what, Joshua? I'm not gonna use it this time.
All right. And with that, I'll get to the votes. First vote. Jesse. Second vote. Daryl. Third vote. Daryl. That's 2 votes Daryl, 1 vote Jesse. Fourth vote. Jesse. That's 2 votes Jesse, 2 votes Daryl. Fifth vote. Daryl. Sixth vote. Daryl. That's 4 votes Daryl, 2 votes Jesse. Daryl. 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 And the second person voted out of Survivor Pangea, Daryl. Daryl, you have a few minutes to say your goodbyes.
Well, I was busy up until today because of stuff, but I mean, I understand. So, I mean, good luck, everybody. And thank you for casting me, Josh. And same thing with Jack as well.
Bye, Daryl.
Bye, Daryl.
That was so
That's for not rigging elimination for me. You dead ass tried to
Daryl?
make me drink. You tried to make me chug 3 water bottles. That's not okay.
I can't
That's
break stuff
karma.
for you.
You could just not make me drink 3 water bottles in
You
2
won the gulag.
minutes.
It is fine. You won the gulag. You're back in the game. All right.
2 minutes.
Bye,
Daryl,
guys.
Bye,
the
Daryl.
tribe has spoken. Head on out. Please leave all chats and the Discord.
All right.
There we go. All right, you guys seemingly voted out somebody in almost unanimous decision, but for that one person, you're gonna have to figure a way out.